Mark.
Oh, I am muted myself. Sorry, everyone. I was muted there for a second. Hopefully we won't have any big technical difficulties today, but as I was saying, good morning, everyone. In case you didn't know, Tay is on a well-deserved vacation this week, and we'll be back in the office next week on the 26th. Please reach out to your sales managers so Tay can have a relaxing vacation. That would be myself and Nalani in the Burien office. So this morning, myself and Nalani will be hosting today's sales meeting. We'll have some great information to share with everyone over the next 30 minutes or so. Nalani will be talking a little later about Link a License. That is what Tay emailed out a few days ago. So we'll talk about that and how you can get signed on with that. Also utilizing platform tools within the back end of our websites. And we'll also hear from Prosperity Mortgage and Equity Title and Escrow today. So as we've been talking for the last few sales meetings, market are still really great. About how the median prices are going up year over year. Inventory is still very low. And we have historically low interest rates at well, which is kind of fueling the market. You know, we can all say we have an awesome real estate market right now. So with the market doing so well, I thought it'd be a great time to remind agents about personal safety. I know this isn't a fun and exciting topic to talk about, but it's a very important one because safety can sometimes be put to the back of our minds when things are going so well. The two items I'd like to talk about today are squatters and COVID and how it relates to safety. So with squatters and vacant homes, I'm seeing more listings with agent remarks talking about squatters. So just be aware that make sure you're going through the agent remarks, especially with vacant properties. Even if there's nothing in the agent remarks, just if it's a vacant home, just be aware that there could be a potential for squatters in the home. One thing you can do is when you arrive at a home, park in the driveway. You know, let the neighbors know that someone is there viewing the home. Walk around the house. You know, look for broken windows. Look for any of the doors ajar, etc. Another thing you can do, wait for your clients. You know, wait for your clients before going in. I know a lot of times agents will have the habit of going in the home, turning the lights on, make sure everything's ready. But if it's a vacant home, just tour the outside, make sure everything looks good, and then wait for your client before going into the interior of the home. One thing I would suggest as well, when you go in the home, announce yourself. I open the door, hey, this is Russ Lassar with Berkshire Hathaway, anyone here? And then walk in. So if anyone is in the house, it'll give them a chance to leave if they're not supposed to be there. Have your cell phone ready too. You know, a lot of times we'll have our keys, car keys with us in our hands, or we'll put our cell phone in our purse after we open the door. Make sure you have your phone in your hand at all times when showing a home or touring a home. For mail, same thing. You know, don't have it in your front pocket. Don't have it in your purse. Have your phone always available and ready to call if there is an emergency. Several months back, prior to COVID, we had an agent going to one of other listings. It was a vacant home, it was staged, but when they got there, they're ready to go in and someone's running out of the back of the house with stuff in their hands. So there still can be issues with theft, with vacant homes, especially staged homes, and squatters. So just be aware that, especially now, I'm definitely seeing a lot more of it on the agent remarks about squatters being in the home. With COVID, so with COVID, I'm not talking about hand sanitizers or leaving a business card. With COVID, I want to talk about meeting with new clients. Okay, more agents are getting leads from social media, blogs, etc. And these are people we might not know. And currently with COVID, we don't have the chance to meet with them at our office. and everyone's wearing a mask. So when you meet someone for the first time, this is what you're going to see, especially if you have never seen a picture of them. And this isn't a good way to ID a person. But this is kind of the norm that we're in now. So you'll kind of think twice before meeting someone at a home for the first time. One thing I would suggest is meet at a coffee stand that has outdoor seating. Meet there. There's a good chance there's going to be security cameras there as well. When you're going to the listing, or if you're there prior, write down the license plate number. One thing I've always done is parked a little ahead of the house, kind of like on the other side of a driveway. So when they pull up behind me, they can't park too close, and I can see their license plate in my rearview mirror. And I'll write that down, and I'll send it to a friend or a colleague or family member, someone I know. Hey, I'm meeting this person here for the first time. Here's their license plate number. Here's the listing that I'm at as well. What precautions are you agents, taking out there? Feel free to chime in or write something in the note. Is anybody taking the time to do anything differently, as far as safety, outside of hand sanitizers, wearing gloves? What are you doing when you meet a client for the first time? No, we're not meeting strangers out there. We need to be out there prospecting everyone. One thing I've done when I met a client for the first time, I met them at a coffee shop. I knew a coffee shop that had outdoor seating, and that's where we met and talked. So I was able to get a chance to know them, and kind of get to know them so I know who they are. Maria Sotelo suggests do a Zoom meeting, which is great as well. Get as much information as you can, phone number, email address, have a conversation so you feel comfortable with them. Because that'll be a way during a Zoom meeting is you can see their whole face instead of meeting them for the first time and their face is covered. Now, I haven't heard any stories out there about any issues, with agents having any security issues or safety issues with meeting someone, but with masks out there, this is something I want all the agents to kind of think ahead and have in the top of their mind moving forward, because we have to really think about all of our safety out there. Criminals are out there all the time, and they're thinking, what's the next way I can commit crime? And we're seeing it quite often with fraud, with with escrow, sorry, going into emails. There are opportunists out there, and this can be another opportunity. And I just want to keep our BHHS family safe out there. Any other questions in regards to safety? Great. Hey, we'll move on to calendar then. So next month, we will be starting up Jumpstart again. New agents, you'll be receiving information soon on the dates and times. Seasoned agents, looking for a little boost in your business. This is a great class for you as well. Please reach out to Nalani or myself, and we'll get you set up next month for Jumpstart. Guest speakers. Mark Denniston, are you speaking to us today?
I am, Russ. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Haven't talked to you for a couple of weeks. So it's good. It's good to see everybody. Interest rates are great. We had a little spike last week. They moved up some, but they basically come right back down this week. So rates look good. Just a couple of things I wanted to hit on today. One of the things our company is doing, I think everyone knows that because of these low interest rates, we've been in a refinance boom where there's a lot of people refinancing homes. And of course, that causes lenders to be really busy. And if you try to refinance with a large box bank now, I think you're looking at 60 to 90 days at least before you can close. So a lot of lenders are stretching things out. Of course, our business is predicated on purchase business from you guys. And of course, that is the most important thing that we keep our eyes on. So we're doing everything we can to be able to close within 30 days. The appraisal turn times have actually been pretty good, but I have a feeling there's been a real boom in purchase business over the last month and a half to 2 months. And I think we're going to start seeing that slow down the process as far as getting appraisals back and all. So I think it's important that everyone just have this top of mind and remember it when you're writing up offers, trying to figure out, well, what's going to make my offer better? Well, of course, if we can close in 3 weeks, that will make my offer look a little bit better than another one, but you may want to check with the lender to make sure that they really feel they can accomplish that. Just on another quick note, I think everybody has heard us talk, Kara and myself, about VA loans and how Prosperity Home Mortgage has really set up veteran borrowers with a fantastic opportunity to be able to use us for financing. I just wanted to give you an example from yesterday. I don't think Bruce is on this call, Bruce Butterfield, but Bruce and George have a client. George is out of town right now, and Bruce contacted me yesterday afternoon. These folks, as many veterans do, use USAA for their banking and checking and savings accounts and all. And then they also, a lot of times, they'll slip over to try to get them to do the financing for a purchase. Nothing against USAA, but again, their turn times aren't nearly like ours. And Bruce sent me a worksheet from the lender. And I said, Bruce, we can beat this. We pay for the $800 VA appraisal. We do not charge a processing, administrative fee, loan origination fee. They're all zero. So appraisal and all, that's a $2,000 savings by just going to us compared to almost all other lenders. And not only that, the estimate that I provided was almost $4,000 less in costs to the veteran borrower yesterday as compared to what the USAA and another lender were offering them. So if you guys have veteran borrowers, we do everything we can. I just called a listing agent this morning on one where we have closing cost guarantee, or closing guarantee, I should say, for a buyer's choice. They're fully underwritten. He's waived even the appraisal on it. They're able to afford to do that. And hopefully they're going to be able to get their offer accepted, because I think we all know that government offers are a little bit more difficult to get through in the time when we have multiple offers like we have right now. So folks, if any of you have VA borrowers, I would plead with you to say they're going to save a lot of money and we're going to do a great job for them, whether it be Kara or myself. So Kara, do you have anything to add? I think I saw you on the call. Yeah.
Trying to unmute myself. No,
there
nothing to add. I think, yeah, Mark, I always try and say VA, definitely VA, give us that second opinion or that opportunity, because almost 100% of the time we'll really beat everyone out of the water on those loans.
You bet. Exactly. So any questions from anyone we can help you with? We want to answer your questions. So whenever, please feel free to give us a call. We want to help you, and enjoy the rest of the week, everybody. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mark. Also, we have Equity Title and Escrow, Kelly Quigley.
I actually think you have me today, Russ. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good morning. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. I just wanted to let you all know that we have a class on Thursday, and it's going to be taught by Nicole Giamatti. It's the ins and outs of reading a settlement statement, and it'll be from 11 to 12. And if you don't have that Zoom link, either let Neilani or Russ or Kelly or myself, and we can definitely send that to you. And that should be very good. So everybody just have a great week.
Russ and I got the flyer for it, which is wonderful. We did not, however, get the Zoom link. So if we get that today, we'll get it sent out.
Okay, perfect. I will send that to you right after I get off this.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. Have a great week.
Great, thank you, Janet.
Okay,
no,
I don't know. Do we have Bill Nelson speaking today?
no, we do not have Bill Nelson today.
All right, then you get me.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, you say that now. Okay, Tay sent out a Department of Licensing email on Friday. Some people have zipped right through it, not a problem. Other people have had some real challenges. I kind of want to talk about what some of those challenges might be and to tell you that we have a way to help you through it. So if you currently have what's called a Secure Access Washington account, you might do License Express. And if you do License Express, you have one of those accounts. Great. Utilize the step-by-step instructions that Tay sent you, and that will get you through no problem. If you do not, or you don't know what the License Express is, you probably don't have a Secure Access Washington account. So you are going to have to go through the steps to do that. And I will warn you, setting up that Secure Access Washington account is a little bit cumbersome. Jody and I played with it yesterday, and it took about 19 steps to move through. So just be patient. We have step-by-step instructions for that. That does actually have that multi-factor authentication that we have against our email systems as well. So it's just additional security. Jody and Maria, after this meeting, will be sending out instructions. All told, I think it's about 4 pages. The first 2 pages reference how to create that Secure Access Washington account. The second 2 pages are how to link your license to this. Now, this is really important because DOL has changed their system, and they will no longer be mailing us copies of your licenses. So it will be your responsibility when you renew to do it through there, to print a copy of the license and to deliver that to Jody or to Maria, depending which office you're in. We are keeping an account to make sure that we've got everybody transferred into this new system. So as soon as you've completed this, please send an email to Maria or to Jody and let them know that you've got it done. It's a challenge. Parts of it are a challenge. So again, if you have trouble, reach out to one of us, to Russ, to me, to Jody, to Maria. We've all kind of walked through it, and we can get on a Zoom and do a share screen and kind of work our way through it together. Worst case, we reach out to DOL to help us. So that's coming out later today. Enough about that. Okay. Kind of the topic I wanted to talk to today. This is the section Tay usually talks about, a big idea, something wonderful, something he wants us to work on. I don't have any of that. Yay, you can all be happy later. But what I do kind of want to talk about is utilizing our own platform tools. We have some great tools, specifically those tools that are sitting in our websites. And I'm going to just kind of quickly start reading off a list of different things that we offer. I'm not here to tell you how to do all of these things. We are lucky enough that come the fall, Russ is going to reinstitute his Zoom room, and he's going to be doing kind of a 6 to 8 week series going in depth on how to maximize utilizing these individual tools. He's working on getting some guest speakers to come in who really know how to use the individual pieces. We'll record this so you can watch it with an instructor and go back and at your pace, step by step. Having said all of that, there are tutorials to everything that I'm talking about, including tech tips that come out for you guys. But we have a number of set it and forget it's. We have the monthly newsletter. We have the PIPs, the Seattle Metro Planner, the Market Tracker, which is zip code oriented, and action plans like birthdays or home anniversaries. So you go in once and you set it and you forget it, right? Makes your life just a little bit easier, but think about how many touches you're giving to your clients by just doing those couple of simple things, 5 things I listed. You can create additional email distribution lists. If you kind of have a plan of attack when you're working with first-time home buyers, maybe you send them this and then this and then this, set up an email distribution list. You can do it for whoever you want. Maybe you have a group that you belong to and you want to send them something every couple of weeks or once a month. You can create these email distribution lists very easily. Interior pages, you can create interior pages for community events. Maybe you're with an organization. This morning I was thinking about one of our agents who belongs to a halal. She could do a community page for her halal anytime she wanted to promote something in reference to her halal, which is Hawaiian dance, by the way. She can send that out and promote people coming to her website simply to see information about that halal. Any organization that you support, if you're doing a food drive, if you're doing a clothing drive, I would say back to school drive, but that's not really happening. But anything that you're doing, you can create internal pages, market those internal pages, driving business to your websites. Did you ever want to write a blog? Did you ever want to like throw your thoughts and feelings and ideas out there into the world? It's already set up for you. Literally, it's like a Word document and it just takes you 10 to 15 minutes to write whatever you're going to write, and you've posted your blog. And then you can market your blog. You can send it out there. Who knows, we might have I can't even think of a famous writer at the moment, but we might have a famous writer sitting here with us who could be blogging very, very easily. You can actually make your website multilingual. It's really easy. All you need to do is put a Google Translate widget into your website, and your website can be multilingual. So visitors who are viewing, maybe you are a German speaker and you want to appeal to that group of people, you can have your website in German. You can market that to communities that, you know, any sort of Bavarian celebrations, you can market that however you want to do that. There's over 100 languages. So if you are bilingual, you should be taking advantage of this. Create your personal bio. This is so important. Tell people who you are. Why should I work with you? What's your value proposition? Why do I care who you are? Well, if you tell them what your experience is, what you bring to the table, what your value is, they're sitting there, they're seeing it on your website. But with your bio, you can link to not just your real satisfied reviews, right? We send those out after you get a closing, you get back those real satisfied reviews. We're all great about sending those out onto Facebook, great, but you can actually have them on your website, your reviews, and you can link your Zillow reviews. So if you're somebody who's putting a lot of energy into getting reviews on Zillow, you gotta be taking advantage of that cross, right? So people might be reading a review on Zillow, or they're reading your reviews that are on your webpage from Zillow, and then they can read your real satisfied, then they can read your bio. You're just trying to drive more traffic, trying to make your website more valuable. We're reaching out to people in, maybe for us, new and different ways than maybe we've done previously, simply because we're no longer doing the open houses and the door knocking. So we're having to find other ways to push ourselves out. And last but not least, you know, we're always talking about digital content. So we can do virtual home tours, virtual showings, virtual walkthroughs, video home tours. So these are 3 separate things: virtual home tours, virtual showings, and video home tours. 3 different things that can go into 3 different places on your website to market a house, to drive people to your website. That's a lot, don't you think? And that's just really the tip of the iceberg. There are tutorials on all of these things, but again, Russ is going to pick up the mantle and he's going to do a Zoom room series for us, inviting people to go through these individual things in depth, so we all have better knowledge of the tools that are really sitting right in front of us. Any questions? I feel passionate about it. Can you tell? I know that there's no response from this thing. It's kind of crazy. All right. Another person who has passion and now I'm moving into the Warren and the Buffy. In the Burien office, I think you will all agree, lots of energy, lots of passion. He has been out there talking to everybody he knows, and I swear people he doesn't know. He's trying the best way he can to get belly to belly, and it is really, really paying off. This week's Buffy actually goes to Chris Kirkpatrick, and I think it's very well deserved. He works very hard, and he's having a great month because of it. And Russ has the person for the Warren.
So for the Warren, so the Warren's going to someone who's been in our office for a couple of years. Everyone's very familiar with this person, and this person's done a lot for not only the office but for the agents as well. And this is going out to Kaya Seawald. So thank you, Kaya, for all of you've done for the last couple of years, and now that you've transitioned over to the agent side, we wish you the best of luck and congrats, and you're the recipient of this week's Warren Award. Thank you.
Well deserved.
So with that, does anyone have any new listings, price adjustments that they'd like to talk about?